With the holidays right around the corner, our roads are going to be busier than ever before, and travel as a whole is going to be very, very hectic. The TSA just projected that the three busiest travel days are going to be the Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving and the Sunday after the holiday. And that every single one of those days, the TSA agency is expecting to screen about 3 million people. That's going to mean a lot of people in the air, but also a lot of people are going to be on the roads more than ever, which means safety is of the utmost importance. Here to tell us with some tips on how to stay safe on the roads this Thanksgiving season, we have West Bloomfield Police Department's Community Relations Officer, Zena Dailey, joining us today on The Splash. Zena, good morning.
Good morning, Jake. How are you?
Really, really good, and glad to have you with us to talk about this very important information to get out there as people continue to make their plans for this Thanksgiving season. How busy do you expect things to be in West Bloomfield for the holidays?
Well, as you said, the busiest days are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday after Thanksgiving. And AAA projects that there will be almost 80 million people traveling. And that's not just flying, but also on the roads, at least 50 miles or more from home. So we expect that through West Bloomfield, we'll be getting a ton of people leaving the township, but also coming in.
Wow, it's going to be definitely some new environments for a lot of people, maybe some roads that they're not familiar with. What are some common factors that might pose an issue to people who are traveling out of state or people that are coming into a state like Michigan?
Well, you want to be prepared, right? People are always rushing. As much as you try to plan, you end up running late to get to the airport, especially if that's where you're going. You want to get there on time. So if you can prepare this week before Tuesday, even start on the weekend, start preparing before Tuesday arrives so that you have a checklist. You want to make sure you have all your proper identifications so that when you do get to the airport, there's nothing to worry about. Pack light, make sure that you've secured your home, unplugged anything that needs to be unplugged, put that on your checklist, make sure all your windows are locked. And more importantly, when it comes to traveling out of state or if you're going to be away from home for an extended period of time, a lot of people like to post on social media that where they're going, how long they're going for, when they're returning. And that's just exposing yourself and letting people know that you're not going to be home and your home is open to them to come into, right? So you want to make sure that if you're going to post anything, wait till you come back before you post those pictures or saying, just say, hey, we went out of town instead of we're going out of town in advance. And again, make sure those windows and your doors are all locked, secured. Your gates, if you have like a gated yard or a privacy fence, make sure all those are locked and secure. And if you have security cameras or a Ring camera, make sure all of those are functioning properly as well.
All right, a lot of important information for everyone to take into consideration. Now, Zena, having been a police officer for a while and seeing a lot of things around this holiday season, what are some common things you end up seeing around this time of year?
For people that are coming into the township from out of town, and they're staying with relatives, you're going to see that sometimes if they end up going out, they'll end up coming back late at night and going to the wrong home because they're not familiar with the area. A lot of the houses tend to look the same to them. So make sure that you, as the person hosting, make sure you have their address written in their phone or somewhere and put it in their pocket. If you're a resident of the township, you're going to see a lot more traffic coming in and out of your subdivision. So just be aware, be vigilant, know that there is a reason for this traffic. It's definitely due to the holidays, but just be aware of, the coming and goings of, in your subdivision, your street, your neighborhood.
All right. Yes, absolutely. Very important things to stay aware of. And how will the rest of the police department be working to maintain road safety this Thanksgiving?
So Thanksgiving Day, you have a couple events, right? You have the Thanksgiving Day parade. So there's a lot of traffic going to and coming back into the township. That starts from 9 to 12. And then you have the football game at 12:30 downtown. So you'll have people coming back home from that. What about between 4 and 5 maybe? You'll have people that are drinking, that plan to drink at these events. If you are one of those people, make sure that you have a designated driver. Use a ride share. We tend to see a lot of traffic and we see a lot of intoxicated drivers. We don't love that on the holidays. We don't love that any day, but especially on the holidays and taking people away from their family when we need to. We don't want to do that. We don't want that for you. So to keep yourself safe, to keep other drivers, people safe, especially if you are driving and if you are intoxicated and you decide that you're going to drive and you're downtown, there's a ton of people down there. So you just want to be safe. You want to make sure that you've already planned ahead as to how you're going to travel. And that comes back to, again, if you're hosting, make sure that you help your family out with a rideshare or being their designated driver for them. So these events, and then, you have all the parties on Thanksgiving Day, and we tend to see, we get calls usually in the evening as people have had their dinner, and again, they may be drinking. And before it becomes anything more than just an argument, because it does tend to happen when there's a lot of family together, please make sure you call us. Let us come out there. We can try to diffuse it. Sometimes people just have to leave and go home. We'll make sure they get there safely, but to avoid anything more serious.
Glad to hear of all of these great resources and tips to keep everyone safe this holiday season. Zena, before I let you go, where can people go to gain a little more information about this topic?
You want to go to tsa.gov for your traveling needs, because you want to make sure you have everything that you need ahead of time. Be prepared. You don't want to get there and there's things in your bag that you're not supposed to have, and now you're rushing again. We're going to have some things posted on our social media. Go to our Facebook page. By the end of today, we'll have some things on there as well. But other than that, yeah, you could just go online and look up some safety tips.
Always great resources right there online. Zena Dailey, the Community Relations Officer for the West Bloomfield Police Department, we thank you for your time today.
Thank you.